Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So guys, it is Monday, July the 22nd if you're watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it. And yesterday we did just close another weekly. And so Rect Capital here, looking at that longer time frame, every time Bitcoin weekly closed above 65,000, okay? So he's looking at the blue in here. And what he's looking at is that Bitcoin is closing above the bottoms of the tails of the candlesticks, so a level of resistance to be staying above. He's saying Bitcoin would revisit roughly 71,500 in the following week. Could history repeat itself? We know it often does. What about this time? So again, just taking a look at this Bitcoin trend here. We just closed a weekly candlestick and it's looking like Bitcoin on the weekly. I've got the weekly chart up here, is looking very, very good. If I throw that horizontal line on there, that is the level that he is looking at. So everything above that blue line, if we close above this level in here, that is looking very bullish. I would even take it one step further and suggest that, well, if we're closing above 66,600, the bottom of that candlestick there, here, let me throw this on the daily. That is a more aggressive zone. We can see everything above that level would be in play. I don't know if I'm willing to call it at that point right now. But, you know, I guess one step at a time, we are looking at the fact that the Bitcoin trend is moving upward and that it is remaining very, very bullish despite this downturn that we saw back in June. We have reversed out of that and we are inching our way up closer to that $70,000 mark and eventually beyond $73,700, which would mark the most recent all-time high for Bitcoin. And that's really what everybody's eyeing. It's the all-time high, right? Getting past the all-time high, getting up above current resistance, building support on that resistance, and moving forward. So, you know, I guess what would be nice is if Bitcoin started doing this and started forming support on top of old resistance meaning from back in March. And then started moving its way up. And we could see something like that, Bitcoin building on top of $71,000, $72,000, $73,000 per coin. We're clearly not there yet. We do still have some work to do. We have to get through this, this yellow bar here before we can confidently say that Bitcoin is on that next leg up. So the weekly candlestick close is important. Obviously, the daily is also important, but the weekly, I mean, the more we zoom out, the better idea we can get, I think, of an ongoing trend. Market cap, guys, right now at 2.45 trillion. So that is up by 0.59%. That's positive news. We are seeing more buying in the space. So volume is up to 75.73 billion. That is up 53.07% in the last 24 hours. We didn't really see a lot of buying yesterday, but that has increased over the last 24. Dominance for Bitcoin, though, is up. So a lot of this money is going into Bitcoin, and the altcoins have still yet to see their altcoin rally. We are still waiting on that. Yesterday, I did a video titled The Silent Bull Run, and if this bull run is going to look different without all the FOMO, I will link that video up here if you didn't catch it. It is an interesting theory here because, you know, a lot of this, although the fundamentals of crypto are the same and, you know, all the same players from the last bull run are probably trading in this bull run too, there's that element of FOMO, that retail FOMO, the newbies coming in, that might look a little different this time around. And we're still kind of gauging what that's going to look like. So I do urge you guys to check that video out if you didn't see it. Greed is at 64, so that is slowly creeping up too. And the crypto market, guys, looking fairly positive. XRP is up 1.97% in the last 24 hours, breaching 60 cents yet again. So that is also positive. XRP is following the general trend of the market, which I think XRP traders are probably pretty happy about. 60, or rather 0.601 cents for an XRP. So, you know, this trajectory, this move to the upside has been sustainable for XRP, even though we did see that down day, that correction, and even a long tail here on this candlestick. XRP did still continue to make its way up. I guess at this point, now it's anybody's guess. It will depend largely on Bitcoin. So the crowd's gone silent after Bitcoin and crypto have enjoyed a somewhat surprising rebound over the past 2 weeks. This one coming from Santiment. Those vocal about an impending bear market in early July have essentially disappeared as Bitcoin has neared 70,000 once again. So this is the thing, right? With people who might be, okay, I guess we could say people who are either newbies who have never been in this market before, but, you know, in a lot of ways, these are also people who have, maybe analyzed traditional finance. And, sometimes those metrics do not equate to what cryptocurrency can do. So, when you have bears calling for a bear market, it's kind of silly at this point, if you've been exposed to at least another one of these bull runs. So we got a few metrics here. Okay, social volume, buy or buying or bought or bottom or bottomed or bullish. That would be denoted in blue. Social volume, or so negative words like selling, sold, topped, or bearish, that we're finding is also slowly deteriorating, slowly going down now as of the time this chart did come out. Declining crowd commentary, bulls and bears are both afraid of getting it wrong, often allows prices to move in any direction unimpeded until crowd leans one direction again. So, even the so-called analysts are, still wondering, okay, what the heck is going on? But I think it's pretty apparent, guys. The market is still bullish. If I bring up the total market cap here, this is everything, including Bitcoin. We are still seeing, this natural progression. Everything is moving up, bringing up total 3. All cryptos, excluding Ethereum and Bitcoin. We're still seeing a very, very healthy altcoin market too. So, guys, the best is yet to come. The euphoria phase is still on our doorstep. And for more information on what I'm trading, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, where I open up my entire portfolio to you guys, showing you guys where I've been buying, selling the $15,000 plus portfolio. And we're also getting more Bitcoin commercials. So this could help out that the so-called problem of the silent bull run. Maybe this will drum up some more FOMO, guys. From Swiss Hodler here. Watch this.
Feel that life keeps getting more expensive. Rent, food, gas, taxes, they keep going up. But why is that? It's because of a hidden tax on your money, inflation. While you are carefully managing your budget, the government is not and keeps spending more to pay off their loans. To afford all that, they create new money, which waters down the value of your money and lets you buy less in the future. In the last 100 years, the US dollar has lost over 97% of its purchasing power. Many other currencies have become worthless or disappeared. What if we had money that governments couldn't print more of? You could save for the future and build the life you have always wanted. This money is called Bitcoin. It has a fixed maximum supply that nobody can change. Bitcoin is not about getting rich quickly. It is about not getting poor slowly through inflation. Protect your future with Bitcoin and buy with confidence on River.
So here we are yet again with, more of these Bitcoin commercials coming out to promote, in this case, a cryptocurrency exchange. I've never actually heard of River before. It looks as though they are invest in Bitcoin with confidence, 0 fees, recurring buys. Okay, 100% reserve custody. So it sounds as though they are a cryptocurrency exchange. But, during the euphoria phase, generally what we see is more of this kind of thing. I guess we shouldn't ignore the fact that XRP is also printing its third bullish candlestick against Bitcoin. Let's just take a look at this real quick. The XRP to Bitcoin chart, and was that the weekly? Maybe it was the weekly. Yeah, weekly bullish price action coming out of this yellow zone here for XRP. So again, we're going to keep an eye on that too. Wanted to thank Zoom there, Swiss Hodler, Santiment, of course, and Rect Capital for those tweets. And guys, a lot of this is going to have to do with U.S. politics. The news of Joe Biden's rejection of the Democratic representation in the upcoming U.S. election led to an immediate small panic drop in crypto prices. So as you guys probably have heard by now, Joe Biden has decided to step down. He is no longer pursuing the next presidency cycle. The wildly different circumstances, the news of the Trump attempted assassination from 2 weeks ago caused a similar price pattern. Throughout the closing hours of Sunday, prices quickly bounced after an initial drop and are now quite volatile to start the week. So this is what we're seeing, or at least this is what Santiment is noticing here. Okay, some of these metrics, Biden news sparks rapid Bitcoin drop below $66,000, and we saw that on the chart earlier, as uncertainty leads to a mild sell-off. So again, social volume looking at Biden and or Joe Biden, that would be represented in blue here, and social volume Kamala and or Harris, that is represented in red. Mentions of Harris as most likely replacement candidate. Traders begin looking ahead as Bitcoin recovers above 68.4. So it was a mild drop. Nothing that I don't think spooked traders too much. And now, obviously, we are doing fairly well. Back in bullish territory here, although within the last few hours, we have seen a mild retracement. This proves that, U.S. politics really do play a very, very important role in all this. Expect for Biden's endorsement of Kamala Harris as a signal that any news of her or other potential replacement candidates will be consistently trending topics that impact cryptocurrency. Regardless of your own vested interest or indifference to U.S. politics, social volume of these major topics continue to prove fragile correlations with speculation-driven cryptocurrency prices. So that is what Santiment is noticing here. Even David Schwartz did come out saying Dems will lose no votes replacing Biden. There were no Biden voters, just anti-Trump voters. Now they can attract voters concerned about Biden's ability to serve a second term. They can also now credibly pivot on crypto policy. This makes sense. There are no anti-crypto voters. So Andy Kern here saying, you think Joe was the one making the anti-crypto decisions? LMAO. David Schwartz saying, no, he certainly wasn't. But there was no credible way to pivot with this same person at the top. It would have looked like cynically copying Trump. So, it is going to be interesting who does come in next. If it is Kamala, it'll probably be more of the same. Some people are hopefully optimistic, though, that if, the Democrats decide to choose somebody else, like David Schwartz here, I think he's being cautiously optimistic, then that would mean positivity for crypto. However, guys, we also got this from Elizabeth Warren yesterday. Unfortunately, do not expect any immediate improvement in U.S. crypto policy since Biden wasn't in charge of it anyway. This courtesy of XRP Drops. Listen to this.
As I said before, he has a really big decision to make. But what gives me a lot of hope right now is that if President Biden decides to step back, we have Vice President Kamala Harris, who is ready to step up, to unite the party, to take on Donald Trump, and to win in November. And look, if you're running against a convicted felon, then a prosecutor like Kamala is really a good person to make that case. Okay, so this was actually from a few days ago. This was before he stepped down. But, they were projecting that this would be the case. If you heard Elizabeth Warren, just in her language, she was talking about if there was the possibility of Biden stepping down. Sure enough, yesterday he did. Do not expect any immediate improvement in U.S. crypto policy. This coming from Caitlin Long here. Since Biden wasn't in charge of it anyway, Warren has been in charge of it all along. Will the Warrenite financial SVC agency appointees' last gasp of power be an even harsher crackdown? And then she hashtags Operation Choke Point 2.0. Northern Bosturo here saying it's hard to know. It is also hard to know what happens if Trump wins. What is clear is no candidate except Biden is going to be as lockstep with Warren because neither one has the same relationship with her. Caitlin Long agreeing with that, correct. The deal Biden made with Warren in 2020 isn't Kamala's deal. So it's very likely to be over once Biden is no longer president. If Kamala is smart, she'd repudiate the Warren deal/policy, fire the Warrenites, and embrace law-abiding crypto companies in the U.S. Let's see. So Caitlin Long also being cautiously optimistic. Everybody who is working in the crypto industry in the United States wants to see proper policy so that their industries can thrive, obviously. Here is something interesting, guys. You remember John McAfee? Remember how he passed away a few years ago? Well, here was his official Twitter account. This is a screen grab tweet from back in 2020, September 19th, 2020, almost exactly 4 years ago. In September, okay, this is Zoom noticing this. In September, Biden is medically diagnosed as unfit for office and quits. This is a direct quote from John McAfee. I guess I should start by saying he first started the tweet by saying Russia's first time traveler has returned. And guess what he said? In September, Biden is medically diagnosed as unfit for office and quits. They discover that the DNC has legal power to choose a replacement without a national vote. Weird, huh? You'll never guess who they choose. And here we are. The conspiracies begin. So, okay, let's take a look at this first. They said he was going to be medically diagnosed in September. Well, it's clearly July. It's not September. But I wanted to bring this to your attention. Just saw Ian Binns' post as well. It's amazing how things are lining up. And so check this out, guys. The 7th month of the year was called September, from septem, a Latin word meaning 7. The name was called September when it was borrowed from early French to Middle English, but eventually the English changed. And we all know what the 7th month of the year is. It is, of course, July. So could this
have been in plain sight all along? Did John McAfee know something we don't know before it happened? Now, we've also got other political news coming from the Donald Trump camp, guys. This one from Anders here, noticing that Watcher Guru reported on this. Donald Trump is considering BlackRock CEO Larry Fink as Treasury Secretary. And Anders commenting, there have been a lot of talks about Gary Gensler playing anti-crypto political games in order to later on reach a position as the U.S. Treasury. Ironically, if Larry Fink would get that position by being pro-crypto, that would be true karma. Even Charles Gasparino did report on this a couple of days ago. According to an old cliche, opposites attract, and there may be no greater example than this, the odd and interesting and for the country beneficial relationship between Larry Fink and Donald Trump. Yes, you read that right. Fink and Trump. A match made in heaven? No. To be more precise, made on Wall Street, with uber globalist BlackRock chief of ESG fame, once serving as Trump's money manager, and the GOP populist former president, and according to polling, likely future president, still seeking out Fink for insights into the economy, the Post has learned. So Charles Gasparino even reporting on this. Sure, Trump likes to tout JP Morgan superbanker CEO Jamie Dimon as a potential Treasury Secretary. More later why that ain't happening, but it's really Fink whom he likes, respects, and speaks with, I am told. So, it's an interesting choice. I don't see it happening. I mean, we know BlackRock is directly tied with the powers that be, the WEF, the elites, all the superpowers, those that Trump is outwardly against. So, I don't know. Could business partnerships usurp that? Very, very interesting observation as well from Charles Gasparino and Anders here on Twitter. Now it is looking very different. We also got Cassie Craddock here, and she's explaining how Ripple is going to be part of this mix, really kind of extending their business model and gaining what I'm calling superpower status to be an expert in everything crypto asset related. Listen to this.
Thanks, Polly, and it's great to be here. So I'm Cassie Craddock. I'm Managing Director for the UK and Europe at Ripple. So I think from the immediate focus is new customer acquisition. So we're continuing to, develop really awesome strategic partnerships on the payment side, on the custody side, leaning into tokenization in particular as that first use case from a custody perspective, which is really exciting. Of course, we've got the stablecoin, the Ripple stablecoin that will be here with us before the end of the year, which is a really exciting next step for the company. We know that stablecoins are a really important piece of infrastructure, not only from our our product perspective, but also for the XRP ledger. It's a key piece of infrastructure that will help drive further innovation and further developers to that blockchain. So we're really excited about that. And then, finally, from a kind of longer term perspective, we continue to listen to our customers, very customer centric. And what we're hearing from them is that they want to work with Ripple as a trusted advisor to, build their businesses in digital asset space. And so looking to the future, providing those tools, those products and services that almost like a one-stop shop.
So it all hinges on the partnerships, guys. Ripple has already forged a lot of these partnerships with a lot of these companies already that are very happy with their services. And so, this gives Ripple the upper hand. They can expand, they can explore new avenues where they can dominate in the sector. And, they already have that built-in customer base that'll generally go to them if they want to improve or if they want to expand, their crypto asset solutions as well. So some interesting insight here from Cassie Craddock. Again, she is the managing director of Europe at Ripple. We recently also got this news, guys, from Subjective Views here on Twitter. Apparently, the Nasdaq has chosen Zodia Custody as its core custodian for crypto indexes, making it a significant step forward to secure digital asset custody. And guys, they're going to start implementing this in December of 2024. So December of this year. We know that Zodia Custody has been a partner of Metaco and Ripple since their announcement in December of 23. In April of 23, Zodia Custody has did raise $36 million in a funding round led by Japan's SBI Holdings, which is another Ripple investor and a Ripple partner. The investment has aimed to expand Zodia's global presence, while SBI has aimed to enhance their global digital asset strategy through the collaboration, with Zodia's shareholding now approximately 69.5%. Standard Chartered is at 20%, SBI is at 8%, Northern Trust is at 2.5%. So many different Ripple partners here, guys. Standard Chartered involved. We've got SBI, Zodia, of course, part of this. The firm on LinkedIn even said, we're thrilled to announce that Zodia Custody has been selected by Nasdaq as the new core custodian for their suite of crypto indexes. So guys, it is part of the whole strategy. The Nasdaq looking towards a Ripple customer to provide custody for cryptocurrencies in the United States, at least from the one company, namely the Nasdaq. The crypto asset sector is building slowly but surely, and eventually it will be a handful of crypto assets that really do take on the lion's share of price appreciation. Be sure you are choosing wisely, guys. If you guys are interested, again, in what I'm trading this bull run, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.